connect with the left hook. It was partially deflected, but he connected with the left hook finally. But a straight left, right in the midsection. And we've seen guys fall from body shots just like that so many times before in the same exact fashion, where it's always a delayed reaction, and that is usually the toughest punch to recover from.
Your defining moment in this sport, how would you describe it?
Everything was exciting, man. I was excited to be a part of this event. I remember coming up in a Golden Glove, and I seen Floyd fight at the MGM, and it was crazy. I actually just seen Rihanna perform at the Super Bowl, and I was like, that was gonna be me one day, and we here.
The dream that you had, does the reality match that dream?
Yes, it's definitely matched the dream, you know. But the job never done till I retire, so I'm gonna keep my head down, stay humble, and continue to work.
Seems as though you had a crystal ball as well. You said the 7th round to us yesterday and the day before. And take the towel down if you can. There you go. You predicted the 7th round. How did you have that crystal ball?
It was just me. It was me just trying to get into his head. You know, I really don't know till I actually get in there with my opponent. But once I got in there with him, I felt like it was the skill wise, like it was like unmatched. I thought he was gonna get up, but I like to play mind games. So when he was looking at me, I was looking at him like trying to tell him like get up.
Hey, what's poppin' YouTube? Like and subscribe if you can. I appreciate it. Today we're gonna talk about Tank fighting Ryan Garcia. All right, Tank's from my hometown, DMV. You know, so of course I was pulling from Tank. Won a couple dollars out here from some of my homies out here in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Because they was, you know, pulling for Ryan Garcia. But first off, hey, shout out to Ryan Garcia. He's no bum. He's definitely got talent. I definitely think he's gonna be like an Oscar De La Hoya. He got a bright future, you know. So this ain't no diss, you know, to Ryan Garcia. Like I said, I was pulling for Tank, but you know, I ain't told y'all a lot about myself, so I'll tell y'all more about myself. You know what I'm saying? An episode, you know, and all that. But yo, I used to box. I had my youngin' box since he was 5. So I'm good at calling fights, you feel me? And I wasn't just pulling for Tank because he's from the DMV. I knew Tank was an all-around solid fighter. He just got the experience. He was trained right from day one. You know, he's on point with everything. His only problem, and this is what I said, that Ryan Garcia could have possibly won this fight if it would have went the whole 12. Might have been by points, because Tank's only problem is sometimes it take a little time to get him started. Almost like you need to get punched a couple times in the face to get him in the zone for fighting or something. So sometimes he lacks, you know, some activity in the first couple of rounds or whatever. So Ryan Garcia could have possibly won by points if it went to 12, but I knew, well, you don't know anything in boxing, you know what I'm saying? Because anything can happen. You know, somebody could slip, you know, get hit the right spot or whatever. But I know if everything, you know, went as with no super surprise, whatever, that Tank was gonna, you know, possibly knock him out. And the reason why I say that is that's what Tank's known for. And I knew Ryan Garcia really wasn't ready for that type of power that Tank had. Like I said, in like another 3 years, Ryan Garcia, he's gonna be a different fighter. He's gonna be more like an Oscar De La Hoya or whatever. You know, he just ain't trained as much as Tank. He got an amateur record, but nothing like Tank's. And you know, like I said, on the East Coast, we're more like fighting cities and all that. Ryan Garcia from Cali. No disrespect to Cali, but you know, actually Ryan, you know, he fought a lot of East Coast cats. You know, he got a all right amateur record. It's just not as in depth as Tank. And he had a, you know, Tank, I just know being from DMV, you got like a whole another level of competition than amateurs, you feel me? But Ryan Garcia, the thing I give him respect about, You know, people, you know, was saying he dodges fights. He really wanted to prove a point that he ain't ducking nobody. And even though Oscar De La Hoya and all these people, Bernard Hopkins, telling him, yo, you ain't ready for Tank yet, he still went and took that fight. So, you know, the man's got honor and, you know, respect, you know. And like I said, if I was training him, you know, you might not be able to make him, but I would have did what they did. I would have tried to make sure he waited 3 years, because in 3 years he'll have way more experience, you know, learn how to take some punches better, and he'll be on a whole nother level. So he's no bum. He's still got a bright future. Mark my words, he's gonna get better and better as years go on. But this takes time, and he just wasn't ready for that level of, you know, competition. And you know, if you ain't heard it, boxing's 90% mental, you know, is what they say. And I say, yeah, it's about, you know, 80% mental, you feel me? Because you gotta, if you ain't got the mental, you ain't gonna be a good boxer. But you also have to have the skill, and you also have to have the conditioning. You feel me? You got to be in shape to last. You got to have the conditioning. But yeah, if y'all want me to talk more about fights or whatever, I will. You feel me? I'm real good at calling them. You know, I like to watch them, you know, while I'm watching them, because I can call, like, you know, that's why I was gonna, you know, be more of a trainer and shit. I did train a little bit here and there. I trained my youngins, some people in the gym and stuff like that. But you know, like I said, you know, I was pulling for Tank because he's where I'm from. And, you know, some people, you know, they don't like people that been in a lot of different places. They like, well, you weren't born in this LA street your whole life, you know. But that's like Tupac, you know. He lived a lot of places, Baltimore, New York. He lived in Cali, you know, but up north. And then he came to LA. Also, he lived in Atlanta, you feel me? So, you know, me also, you know, like I said, I'll tell you more about me later, but I did the acting. So, you feel me? You know, grew up in the DMV, and then did the acting in like Boston area, and then New York, and then LA, you feel me? You know, because when you're doing acting, you gotta, you know, there's levels to this shit, and you gotta go where the work's at, and you gotta wait till you get a certain point to go where the work's at, you feel me? And, you know, I'm a Screen Actor Guild Union actor and all that stuff, but, you know, I ain't no millionaire or nothing like that. You know, I got TV and film credits and all that, but, you know, we'll talk about that. But yeah, you know, I used to box, like I said, you know, had my youngins start at 5, you know, like I said, you grew up in the DMV, you know, mostly East Coast, whatever. Before, you know, people have a problem with somebody, they just don't go straight to the guns. You know, most of the time, you know, you have a fight, you know, even, you know, with gang shit, whatever, you have a fight, you know, whoever wins that fight, usually, you know, is respected or whatever. Of course, you feel me? Like, you know, it can lead to gun shit and all that. Like, look up the murder ratio of murders in Baltimore and DC. And DC is like one of the smallest cities, you feel me? And so is Baltimore. And like, murder rate is outrageous, you feel me? So, like, don't get it twisted. I'm just saying, on the gang shit, it ain't like somebody, most of the time, anything can happen. And again, before people get on it, they're just my experiences from East Coast, West Coast, you feel me? You know, for me, like, you know, on our gang shit, ain't nobody gonna go drive down the street and be like, yo, that dude's from such and such, and just start blasting his ass for no reason, you feel me? You know, it's usually shit that leads up to that, you feel me? Whereas on the West Coast, you know, that's more likely, you know, shit can happen, you feel me? You know, luckily, you know, I got people out West Coast, you know what I'm saying? You know, been here for years, been coming back and forth, so I'm already tapped in or whatever. And even then it don't matter, because still has situations I dealt with, you know, shooting shit, all type of shit, you know, we'll talk about later, but you know, that's why I say, like, when people talk about, oh, Milk ain't inside or whatever, well, I know he's outside. I've seen him outside, and I'll be outside. I'll post some videos or whatever. You know, I'll be a lot of places. I know a lot of people, but it's a whole different mind frame. You got to move totally different on, you know, West Coast, because you know, generations. This is where gang banging started. And it just generations where you could just be walking, somebody blow your head off for no reason. Whereas on the East Coast, most likely on the gang shit, it ain't gonna happen just like that. Yeah, you get robbed, you ain't you know, doing what you're supposed to do, they'll blow your head off, whatever, but you know, over a chick or whatever. But we'll get back to that. You know, I'm just you know, doing a couple of different things on YouTube to see what, you know, people prefer, they like to hear, whatever. But boxing is something, you know, I love, and it's something I know a lot about, and you know, I like to do more boxing reviews and stuff like that. But you know, y'all got to remember Ryan Garcia. He's originally at like 140, and I think he went down to 135 for this fight. So if you ain't into boxing, you might be like 5 pounds. What's that? But like, if you're in boxing, 5 pounds, losing that amount of weight and all that, it hits you when you in the ring, you know. And another thing, Ryan Garcia, they asked if that, you know, affected him. He said, I ain't gonna make no excuses. You know, he hit me with a good punch, and he couldn't recover them body shots in that particular area. Vicious. It hits you kind of late reaction, you feel me? You know, and like I said, he thanked Jesus just for being there. I like Ryan Garcia a lot. I think he has a bright future ahead of him, like I said. And of course, you know, Tank's my guy, and you know, I don't see nobody that can, you know, deal with Tank right now. There is I think his name's Steven Shakur or something like that. That dude's a beast. That'd be a good fight to come up. I ain't sure where he's from, but I know he a beast. But look, everybody stay safe, stay blessed. One.